Hello, hello, beautiful soul. It feels like forever since I have posted a video, and I just want to bring you up to date on a few things. I've been traveling, moving, managing all sorts of family stuff, and yeah, some of it has been incredibly challenging. And I've been using all the tools for emotional and nervous system regulation, calling on my resources of resilience, and also just laying low, How has your summer ended up? Are you fully in fall and feeling in flow? I hope so. Well, there's some exciting stuff going on that I'm excited about. Some of them are in-person experiences and some of them are online experiences. So starting this week, there is the Collective Trauma Summit. I'm so honored to have been invited by Thomas Hubel to sit in conversation with my colleague and friend, Dr. Fleet Mall of the Heart Mind Institute. The Collective Trauma Summit includes tons of amazing experts, people who have been my mentors, people who are the rock stars in trauma healing. And the theme this year is all around creating a collective healing movement, which means we've got to look at societal issues, social and cultural issues, not just the personal issues of how we heal trauma individually. So Thomas Hubel, along with so many other amazing experts in trauma healing, including artists and poets, like there's all of this interdisciplinary crossover. So please, if you are looking to heal your trauma, if you want to be a part of a collective trauma healing movement, then check out this free summit. I know that you will be inspired. Next up is the Psychedelic Assisted Therapy Global Summit, which I am honored to be a featured speaker as well as a co-host. And I am interviewing several people who have insights and backgrounds on research in psychedelic assisted therapy. And that means everything from LSD, ketamine, MDMA, psilocybin, and ayahuasca as they are used for ceremonial purposes and of course psychedelic assisted therapy, which right now, up until this point, we've seen research for using these substances for treatment-resistant depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, substance use disorder, eating disorders, alcohol use disorder. And a few of us even get to talk about what it would look like to use these therapies just for personal growth without having a mental health condition. So this is a really rich summit because we also are able to talk about BIPOC and LGBTQ issues as it pertains to getting safe therapy. So if you are psychedelic curious, if you have been wondering who to turn to, what the experts say on all of this, and what does indigenous wisdom have to say about this, then definitely check out the Psychedelic Assisted Therapy Global Summit. It is starting on October 11th, and you'll be able to see my personal interview as well as several other interviews with experts in the field. And I'm super honored to be a co-host next to amazing people. I'll let you click the link to see all these great people, including Deepak Chopra and Ron Siegel from Harvard and all of the greats that you've seen in the media if you're into this stuff at all. If you would like to experience psychedelic assisted therapy in a legal setting facilitated by me or where I am a guest speaker, then tune in because in November, I will be at Rhythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica. This is a 5-star luxury resort that happens to be a licensed medical facility that administers ayahuasca and yagé, which are the magical brews that come from South America with indigenous wisdom keepers who have been trained in the lineage by Taito Juanito. So legit medicine people, shamans, if you want to call them that, ayahuasqueros, and they facilitated beautiful ceremonies for me and my dear friend, Dr. Jill Stalker, last year. And so I'm returning again this year. And I will be sitting in ceremony, and I'll also be a featured speaker sharing how the cornerstone process, my 5-step holistic framework, can be used for preparation and integration of psychedelic experiences. So if you are curious, if you'd like to join us, the link is below. You can call and get information as well. All right, that's at Rhythmia, November 6th through the 13th. And we'll be celebrating my birthday that week as well. If you are into research or investing, I will also be speaking, giving a keynote at Wonderland, which is turning out to be the world's largest psychedelic conference. And that is happening in Miami, November 3rd through the 5th. I am also happy to announce that you will be able to come here to the south of France to experience expanded states of consciousness using breathwork and other legal substances at our new Conscious Evolution Retreat Center in the south of France. If you're interested, send me a message and I'm happy to share those details with you privately. In addition, we'll be doing truffles, that's magic mushrooms coming from Holland, in Amsterdam in 2023. So if that is of interest to you, let me know. And you may have heard that I have been doing this almost year-long training program with the Integrative Psychiatry Institute and the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, MAPS. I have been doing this program that ends next month, which gives us certification in MDMA, ketamine, and psilocybin-assisted psychotherapy. In the United States, ketamine is already legal. As a physician, I can prescribe, and also as a psychedelic therapist, I will facilitate those ceremonies. I recently had my first ketamine experience. I wanted to experience what it was like personally before I administer it, and I also got to sit and facilitate and witness others going through this for our experiential weekend that's part of the certification program. So that's part of what I just came back from in the United States. And after studying this for so long, I was really inspired and amazed to see 20 or so participants go through this weekend and hear their experiences with this medicine. Now, ketamine isn't a traditional psychedelic. It is an anesthetic. So yes, it's been used in pediatrics. Yes, it's also been considered a horse tranquilizer. And unfortunately, it's also been used in very evil ways. But ketamine is a safe, well-researched, and well-tolerated dissociative anesthetic. And it can produce this sort of extrasensory, expanded states of consciousness that are very helpful in healing. So in North America, ketamine is administered typically in clinics, although there are some companies that will allow people to do a trip at home using sublingual, that's under the tongue lozenges. But typically it's administered in psychiatrists or psychotherapy offices or in ketamine clinics, which are kind of like pain clinics where you could get it IV. And in those settings, it's usually not given with psychotherapy, which could be great for pain. It can be great for cutting suicidality, including people who show up to the emergency room who are suicidal. Giving them ketamine can cut suicidality for days or weeks. I, however, am on the therapy side, and I find that using these medicines with integrative therapy can do wonders for healing the trauma that might have led to the suicidality or the substance use issue in the first place. So I say all of that to say, I will soon be coming back to the United States to be able to facilitate ketamine-assisted therapy in the state of Georgia. And yeah, stay tuned. So that's a little bit of my update. I am still in the south of France, moved to a new house so that we could be closer to my daughter's new school. And that has been so full of challenges. Like, I have been riding the waves of emotion and stress and doing my best to keep it all together. And just doing all of these interviews to bring you more information on ways that you can embrace real self-love, build resilience, and live as your authentic self. So this was a longer update than I intended. If you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email. If you would like to sign up for any of the retreats or events, the link is below. And of course, I'm always available for one-on-one private sessions and mentoring. If you also want some support in getting your message out to the world, yes, I am still serving as managing director for Make Your Mark Global, which is a boutique publishing, branding, marketing, and media production agency. And we are calling for authors for 2 books. Sacred Medicine, which is a book all about sacred medicine, any psychedelic or non-psychedelic substance that has helped you or your clients come through an experience. We are calling for authors on that book. And we are also publishing the 2nd edition of the Top 10 Traits of Highly Resilient People. So if you have experienced adversity and come through more resilient, then I would love to hear your story. All right? So until we meet again, feel free to shoot me an email. Check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I will be going live several times over the coming weeks so that, I can answer your questions and support you. All right? Sending you so much love. Ciao.